Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another multi-plot review video. So the last one seems to do okay, and the RM list is full once again. So let's get started. Do RM list P, and like we did last time, we're just going to start at the bottom. So RM, go to mine Hugo 22, and nice little snowy plot that we've got here. So just hide the chat. Let's get started. We have Mine Hugo 202 Medieval Fantasy Small Mansion. Huge credit to Solar Tree for interior and some design. So if Solar Tree is one of the architects on the server, if he's done the interior, we'll have to see how much of the exterior has been done by Hugo. So I'm liking like the snow all around here, although to make it a bit more realistic, you'd have it sort of bulkier up here, and then where this path is, it would thin out a bit, and then bulkier up by like the side of the house as well. If that makes a bit of sense. You've got this sort of fence here that there's just a bit of wasted space there for me. The detailing's quite nice on the exterior of the house. That's an interesting design with the fence and the trapdoor. It's something I've not seen before. This is very, very plain and quite boring. A very simple thing you can do is just take sort of your stone brick stairs and just go down in a straight line there. That would break it up a little bit. Or maybe just mixing materials. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of oak wood here, but there's no like spruce, no dark oak, no jungle wood, anything like that. The other thing is the stone brick used in the top of the building and being supported by these little tiny bits of wood. You know, you've got a lot of support, so maybe it would hold it up, but I would use a different material instead of stone brick up here. Looking round, we've got this nice little river going down there. It's all frozen over, and what you could do for a bit more detail is mix in the packed ice in here as well. Not too sure why this packed ice is here, because this looks more like it's to do with the water, and there's sort of no water source over here. I think this is sort of more just trying to use different materials. And the rest of the plot is quite bare and quite barren, you know. You could have had a few more dead trees, maybe a couple of dead bushes or something like that. But it's not too bad. And another thing, you could have had like a little fence, little garden, something to stop you from falling in this river. You know, you've got all these logs over here. Again, you could have had them like tied up with the rails. And you need some tree stumps, you know, where's all this wood coming from? So let's go check out the interior. Interior wise, it's very open, which I suppose is okay. We've got a nice open fire. This would really heat up the building quite nicely, and it's a really nice design for a fire in the corner. It's quite a hard thing to actually get right. These little chairs, not too bad. Again, if you use metadatas, the red seat, and put item frames on there to look like that's of the arms of the chair. That's just like simple stuff. Not sure if that's meant to be like that or not. You know, nice little desk, but then it folds down to being not a desk. We'll go down. You've got this little space here. Put something there. A chest, a crafting table with a flower pot on. Now you've got these nice little indents. Use them. Don't waste them. Down here I thought would be a cellar. Makes sense, right? But no, we have a dark dining room table thing. What do you think in Solitary? Why do you do this? It's not bad. Again, you've got this sort of corner here that's just not being used. The chairs blend in with the floor, so I don't like doing that. I always like to use a different material for the floor and the furniture. And you know, that's just a bit too symmetrical. Look at that. It's just, you have two chests, two chair, chair. You know, it's too perfect, too symmetrical for my liking. So I'd mix up this interior a little bit more. Add some greenery. Not, you know, even though you're in a cold environment inside the house, you can have nice flowers and stuff in here, just to brighten the room up. Again, you've got this wooden stair, and this wall's all made out of wood, and it all just sort of blends into one. So I'm not keen on that. You know, just mix up the wood materials a bit. up here, again, completely open. I like this. This is quite nice to stop you falling down the stairs. But you know, have room separations. There's far too many windows in this house. Think about your own house. Do you have this many windows in your own house? I don't know, maybe you do. But you know, most houses that I see, they'll have like one window per room. It might be a big window, it might be like a small one block window, but they do tend to have like only sort of one window per room, unless it's on like a corner of a house. It might have a window on two walls. You know, just add in walls inside to separate it and break it up a bit. That's sort of things that I like to see. And this space up here is quite nice as well. If you had trapdoors along here, you could use that as a storage space, you know, along the top there. And then you had a ladder here maybe. You know, you've got some like storage space for chests and all that sort of stuff. And again, one of my main things that I moan about is lighting. If you want to have these candles, you don't really need these chandeliers, but these chandeliers don't give off light, which is probably why these are here. It's just, there's far too many torches around. I mean, if you're trying to use these to heat up the house, just I'm not too sure. You know, put like /I62. That's the burning furnace. You know, maybe have one of them next to the bed or something like that. And again, the sort of the books, the interior is not very imaginative. It's just sort of all thrown around the edges. There's lots of stuff you can do. Maybe put carpets along the top of some of these. You've got the pressure plates, and you have player chest heads and flower pots, and just lots of little small details you can add to this plot. But the actual structure of the building is quite nice. It's a little bit different. You definitely need to mix up the materials a little bit more though. You know, sort of maybe swap these out for wood, or swap them with cobblestone a little bit more, or the cracked stone brick or something. You know, just mix it up a little bit more, make it a bit more variation. I like the flower pots on the chimney though. That's something that I like to use as well. And you have the buttons, so you've got lots of small details in some places, but detail wise it still does need a little bit of work. Okay, so I've just denied this plot, and mainly because this area of the plot isn't being used. There's a few sort of flaws in the detailing, in the purpose. For example, you know, where these logs come from, you've got tree stumps or something. Detail wise, I've already talked about inside the house. Atmosphere, you know, it's quite cold and quite harsh down here, but then round this corner it's sort of very, very open, so there's not much atmosphere going on. So that's the reasons for denying this plot. Okay, so our next plot is by Whackery, and this is a interesting, different style looking build, and I think it's oriental just because of this sort of Tory gate here. But we'll just have a quick fly around the outside. I like the detail underwater here, and I like the tree using the fence and cobblestone wall metadators. Trees are quite nice, although this branch is a bit straight for me. Use of flowers is okay. It does seem a little bit random, but you know, it sort of works. It's quite nice, got lots of storage. So let's go inside. So we walk in, and we've got a nice little path, clear path. It goes up and down, so that's great. You know, a lot of people here, they probably would have just joined that up, but he's actually made it go down and go up. And then we have these nice little houses, and they're all raised, so that's something quite nice. Again, something quite different. They're all quite raised up a bit. Got a ladder to get up here, and I keep getting stuck on cobwebs. Does this room need a torch? If this is just a storeroom, I'm going to say no. But then maybe it's a kitchen. I'm not sure. Interesting. If you change the biome of these blocks, you will get sort of like meat hanging and stuff like that. If we carry on going up this little path, we've got another quite different roof design, I think. You know, this one's a little bit more sort of pointed at the sides, this one's quite flat, so a bit of variation, that's always good to see. Then with these blocks, I'm going to assume that they're either not in Conquest, or they are not using more recent version of Conquest because all these textures are sort of the same. And again, we've got a bed in this one. Very, would you want to sleep with a bunch of onions and garlic above your head? Not too sure, but I like these for windows. And again, the same as the last plot. I think there's a few too many windows, but it's not as obvious because you can't really see out of these that well. But that's quite nice. A random anvil. Not too sure why that's up here. So I just think some poor bloke has had to try and pull that all the way up here, or climb up a ladder with it. And then we've got another really small house. Again, very much the same. So these people must love food because every one of these houses seems to have places to eat and cook and prepare your food, and so far only one of them, this is the last house if I can get in it, yeah, so only one of these houses actually have a bed. So that says to me that one person lives here, he owns 4 houses full of food, and yeah, that's about it. Assuming that you're not using Conquest, otherwise these roofs would be red. Change the biome, this goes to a nice red, really works for oriental style. Looking around though, there's not really much that, they're a bit square and a bit flat, these walls and these buildings. Maybe put buttons on or something to break it up, but the detail on the outside here and inside the rooms, obviously apart from the fact that they don't have any beds or anything, it's quite good. I can't really find many like huge big you definitely need to fix that flaws apart from the beds. Maybe put a bit more bone meal, some ferns around here, maybe add a bit of gravel going off in that direction, going off to these ladders. But apart from that, it all looks pretty good to me. Not sure why you have this furnace here with all of these crates, but there you go. So this one's quite nice, and it has quite a nice little bit of atmosphere. You've got these nice birch trees hanging over. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, so our next plot is by BlackSkyCloud. I think he has had some help on this plot. Rolfal and Skeleton Man, both also apprentices on the server at the moment. And this is a really nice sort of medieval farmhouse cottage. I did see this earlier in construction, so I have got an idea of what it's like. And to me, it just seems like a little French farmhouse. I don't know why I think it's French, but that's just what I get. I really like this cart design. Although, if you're going to do this, Conquest, you have wheel textures, metadatas, if you change the biome of these trapdoors. I like all the hay and the yellow and that. What's that? Interesting. Didn't know we had that sort of variation on the yellow carpet. There you go, even I'm learning something new. So that's not too bad. Maybe use cobblestone walls to hold these up and then have fences in between, or maybe fence gates. Then we have maybe a vineyard. Maybe that's what this is meant to represent. You've got berries on some of them and then not on others. So it's quite a nice little row of bushes, and it's definitely being harvested for something because it's in a straight line, and that's not how nature works. Sand around this pond. Wouldn't have used sand. Would have either kept this as grass, maybe mix in a bit of dirt or gravel, but definitely not sand. Just doesn't seem to fit right. That's not too bad. Quite nice, simple. Not much you can do really with a pond this size. And torches, again, lighting. Lighting's one of my big things. You don't need to have light everywhere, and I would actually just carry that block down as well. Then here we seem to have a stable and a back door to the house. Just have a quick fly around of the house. That's nice. Lots of wood being stored outside. Maybe cover that over so it doesn't get wet from the rain. And okay, so I think this might be the front of the house actually. So we'll go in from this side actually. 3 entrances to one house. Interesting. The roof is a little bit too plain for me. You know, it either like an extra bit of roof sticking out there, maybe for another room, or mix up the materials. You know, put some wood in here, make it strategic, so it's like every, you know, there's 1 block of cobble, 3 blocks of wood, 1 block of cobble, 3 blocks of wood, something like that. Coming down here, we have again really high ceilings, but it kind of works. Could have got some beams going across here with those logs like that, going all the way across and joining up. You can get some nice ceiling patterns going on. And again, you know, lighting sort of everywhere, not really needed, especially these two. Definitely don't really need. Nice little chandelier. But, you know, if you've got a chandelier up there, why are these lit? Also, how do you light that chandelier when it's so high up? Or do you have to jump on the desk and then jump over here on the wine? I don't know. Interesting chair design. I would have used a slab instead of a stair block, and then put an item frame. If you shift and left click on the back of the door, put an item frame. Here's the back door to this stable. Nice. I like this bench, the way this is curved and this one's not. It's intentional because you couldn't fit a sign over there, but yeah, I think it actually just works quite nicely. Interesting that you've got actual stone block there, and it's not really properly separated, this section, this little kitchen area, because it's, you know, it's open, but it does work as a keeping it separated. Looks quite nice, and yeah, quite basic. I'm not liking that this is so bare. Maybe put trapdoor shelving around here or something, or maybe just a simple table, just to mix it up a little bit. Let's go upstairs. Upstairs looks... Ooh, upstairs, interesting. So instantly you can go down there, you can go up there, or you can go through here. We'll go through here first. This is the kids' bedroom by the looks of it. Bunk beds, quite nice. Again, with the windows being everywhere. I wouldn't have these two. I'll just leave it with them two. Nice little fire. Maybe use the burning furnace instead of a fire for an upstairs. Just makes a bit more sense that way, and I like that that actually goes out of the house. It's quite realistic. Again, torches everywhere, you don't really need it, and you've got quite a lot of dead space here, like we saw in one of the other houses, I think. I might put trapdoors along here, just to stop people from falling down the stairs. Down here we have a toilet, nice. Flush it. And then up here we have just some basic storage. That's quite nice. Again, you don't need lighting up here. If it's storage, maybe 1 candle. But apart from that, it's quite nice. Is there a basement to store the food in, I wonder? Or would they just kill the animals that they want and then just eat them there and then? I don't know. I don't know how farmers live. But this is quite nice as a plot. It's a little bare in some places, but overall it's quite nice. The building and structure is quite nice, although it is rather flat, especially here. But I like these stone buttons used with the white clay. It's quite a good mix. Okay, so this plot is by itZzSlumpy. So yeah, this looks really nice as well. It seems to be getting some good builders coming to the server recently. Although, yet again, what am I going to say? What can you see too many of in this image already? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 torches. Why do you need so many torches? That's pea time night. Why did that not work? Pea time night. Okay, so that might be why there's so many torches, but no, just look at it in daytime. Makes life so much easier. We have this nice little mountain here. Maybe use stone metadatas in here. I like that the stone is showing though, and it's quite colourful with the flowers. Definitely need to put some ferns in here, some tall grass, some tall ferns. That would mix it up a little bit, and use the Extreme Hills version of ferns as well. Would look quite nice in there. You know, we've got a decent little pot here. Come around here, it's simple, nice. Doesn't have to have too much detail. Player chest heads. Again, I always assume that people are using Conquest, maybe they're not. Okay, so I like the mix of cobblestone and stone bricks there. Up here, you know, maybe put a bit of grass or maybe a bench or something. Seems like a nice little place to sit, you know, watch the boat sailing away. Round here we have some nice bushes, again mixing some ferns and stuff like that around here. And then we have this teeny tiny, I don't even know if it's a house or a watchtower. Let's go in and have a look. Okay, so this has got to be a watchtower or something. This trapdoor does not work, it gets in the way. Okay, it sort of works. I'm going to have to fly up here. And it's completely wasted up here, there's just nothing here. Nice ceiling work though. Really nice. But you know, if you're using Conquest, cobwebs, iron bars, weapons, chests, bench seat, you know, pressure plate, gambling, playing cards and stuff. Maybe change that for a cobblestone wall. You know, all this great stuff you've got with the 1.7 metadatas. We have some TNT and some carrots. I'm assuming that the carrots aren't meant to be there. So we keep going down. A lot more carrots. And then we have this big open space of lots and lots more TNT. So this doesn't make sense. I don't get why this is here. I think this is going to be a 1.8 Conquest plot. That's what I'm thinking. You know, we have this watchtower, we have this port. This path doesn't lead anywhere else. You know, that's all. You can't get past there because there's a big mountain in the way. There's nothing round there. That's all blocked off. That's blocked off as well. That's blocked off. So, you know, you bring your boat over here. You store your TNT in this little watchtower. You sail away. Doesn't really make much sense. So do some interior work up here. Maybe get rid of this hill and add a path going off that way. You could get a tree there right in this corner. Do a path sort of going through these blocks all the way from there. Just go that way. You can keep these bushes, you know, either side of the path. That'll look quite nice. And actually add a reason for all this TNT down here. You know, it doesn't really seem. You know, is this a mine? I don't really get it. You know, why is there so much being stored down here? It doesn't have any purpose, this plot, I don't feel. But the detail is good, and so is, what is it? Atmosphere, detail, purpose, style. And the style's, well, there's not really enough to say about style, is there? Another thing you could do as well is sort of add little cross beams down here, like this. I'm building my Lake Town plot, and that's something that I'm constantly going back and adding. Just adds a little bit more structure and support to the sort of the plot and the pier and stuff. Maybe not 1 block gaps, maybe 2 block gaps looks okay. And maybe it's not going to be so perfect, so maybe you're going to do sort of like that and then down there like that. You know, mix it up a little bit, I don't know. I'm actually going to get rid of these blocks for you. You can do it yourself. And that one, and oops, that one. There we go. So yeah, torches not really necessary. Underground and everything needs fixing as well. Alright guys, so that's it for this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I might be doing another one in the next couple of days, depends on how many more plots are in the RM list, but I'm going to try and get through most of them off camera now for those people who've been waiting a few days. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one.